everyone, this is Phil from Yoda's Workshop. Hello, bonsoir. Ici c'est Phil là, de Yoda's Workshop. Hein? Bienvenue à un nouvel épisode du merveilleux programme là, hein? The Vintage Kids. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Vintage Kids. Episode 63. Right there, 63. I hope everyone's doing great. J'espère que tout le monde va bien. Là. Tout le monde est rempli de joie là, dans son intérieur. Là. I hope that everyone feels a glow inside and that you are enjoying life the best way that you can. J'espère que tout le monde profite de la vie. Là, parce que c'est beau la vie. Hein? On fera une émission un jour là-dessus. C'est beau la vie. Tu sais, quand même. Là, hein? Il s'en passe-tu des atrocités dans le monde? There's some terrible things going on in the world, and it's been like that forever, but I mean, when you focus on these things, like, geez, what the hell's going on? So this is why we're meeting up every week on this podcast. Hello, who's there? It's Jim Arsenault. Alors, bonsoir, everyone. Yeah. So this week, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about first, very quickly, before we start talking about Ahsoka. By the way, we're not gonna make a complete analyze of the whole thing. Again, I've got some notes, but it's only to give you my impressions of the first episodes. Donc, on va pas faire une analyse des épisodes. On va pas commencer à dire ça, c'est lui il est pas bon, elle est pas bonne. Non. Je vais vous donner mes premières impressions, puis on va parler des théories. We're going to talk about a bit of theories that theories. Si j'ai de la musique avec ce mot-là, ouais. Things that they've talked about on the web, saying "Ooh's Maroc, ooh la la," and whatever. We'll talk about this. And now it's, since you probably watch all 4 episodes, and that's probably why you're here, let's have fun with it. Let's see if my point of view might be yours as well. Donc, on va voir si, dans le fond, la manière que moi j'ai vu ça, ça a été aussi votre façon de le voir, ou je suis peut-être dans le champ. Perhaps I'm totally wrong, and I'm not talking about what's coming. More of what we've been fed so far. Last week, la semaine dernière, I've talked about an episode that I want to do. Maroc is a force fart. That's the first time I see that. That's a good name for it. Martin, totally right, man. J'adore le concept. Force fart. C'est super bon. On va prendre une note. Force fart. T'as-tu des droits d'auteur là-dessus? Force fart. So last week, I've talked about doing an episode with your questions. And when I was saying your questions, not question like to specifically to me, like, how old are you? Whatever. More of, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What is that? And all kinds of questions that I'll be able to answer, and you guys that will be joining on this future episode, maybe next week, will also be able to answer. Donc, j'ai l'idée de qu'on fasse comme un gros melting pot de questions que je vais sortir au fur et à mesure pendant un épisode et on va répondre ensemble. Moi, je vais y répondre, mais les autres aussi, vous allez pouvoir répondre tout au long de l'épisode puis donner un peu votre opinion, puis ça pourrait parler de n'importe quoi. Ben, tu presque, là. J'ai quand même des avocats qui écoutent, là. Non, c'est pas vrai. Je suis peut-être mieux parce que là, je commence à faire... I'm starting to receive notification that I use some things illegally. Perhaps it's Kirk's fault. I don't know. Okay. So we'll probably do this. And this week, I want to make a little contest. Yeah, I want to do a little contest on Yoda's Workshop. You'll see it probably, maybe not tomorrow, but in the next few days. I've got 2 caps, 2 Star Wars caps that I want to give away. I will also give away a Yoda's Workshop t-shirt. And I want to give away several... every winner will receive also a Yoda's Workshop pen. Ooh, righty, righty. Those are for my lawyers. You're kidding. Okay, so let's jump right to it. I'm not going to show you any images of the show because, like I said, I'm starting to receive notification that I'm using illegally images or sounds. There's no specification. I don't know what I'm using that is illegal. Perhaps my face. I don't know. Perhaps someone bought my face somewhere in the world. Donc, je sais pas qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent, mais bon, je vais faire plus attention, là, parce que je veux pas, là, que, tu sais, bon. Je veux pas me faire canceller après 63 épisodes, mettons. Okay, so let's start. We're going to go through the 4 episodes really quickly. I've got a few notes. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'm not here to tell you, and then this happened, you know? No. Okay, first of all, the things that I really enjoyed on episode 1. Love the fact that this first episode started with a crawl, and it started with a crawl and not a bend one, a straight crawl through the screen. And I think this was used in old samurai movies. I think. And the cool thing is that that crawl was red, so you know something's not right. Love also the fact, and I'm not going to go through this, but the faces that we see at the beginning, Sabine was so far always red. And yeah, okay. And Morak was also kind of blue, and that's going to bring me to the thing that I wanted to talk about, the force fart. Trademark. Now my lawyers are calling. Hello? Yes. OK. Donc, déjà, tout de suite, il y a une chose que j'ai réalisé. Bon, il y a le Red Crawl, que j'ai dit, on va dire en anglais, en français, Red Crawl, en français, tout le monde comprend. Ce que je trouve particulier, c'est que on comprend pas trop pourquoi Sabine et Ahsoka se sont séparés. C'est pas très clair. We don't really know why Sabine and Ahsoka aren't working, or they separated and Ahsoka actually left. But I've got an idea about it. And in episode 4, we actually have a little more detail. So first off, I thought that perhaps the reason why Ahsoka left the training and went on her side, is the fact that while training Sabine, perhaps not only the fact that she's Mandalorian and she's might be tougher to train, but I'm wondering if she's not someone that actually tend to go to the dark side. So Ahsoka, knowing what might happen to someone that you actually love that turns to the dark side, she knows about Anakin. She might decide, like, I'm not going to go through this because I don't want to live this again. That's my opinion, first up. Also, I'm starting to wonder if Ahsoka is not... We know that she's not a gray Jedi, but she's kind of in the middle. But we are starting to see her using the Force and using her abilities on the wrong side. She's starting to go to the red part of the thing. The first thing that I noticed, and you probably all know it, she actually says to Yuhang, love this guy, it's actually Doctor Who, so Yuhang, who hanging on the phone. She actually says that the way she managed to get information, she's good with the glow sticks. Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Audrey? Oh, no, sorry. So the way that she actually managed to get the information from Morgan Elsbeth is by torturing her. Because she actually said, how did you manage to get your information? Well, I didn't follow the Jedi protocol. So it's like, Donc, on est en train de se demander, moi, je suis en train de me demander, est-ce qu'elle est en train d'un petit peu s'en aller vers le côté obscur de la Force parce qu'on sait qu'elle est un peu Grey Jedi? Même chose pour Sabine, c'est peut-être la raison pourquoi Ahsoka a décidé de s'éloigner un peu de Sabine. Parce que peut-être l'impression qu'elle ne voulait pas vivre la même chose qu'elle a vécu avec Anakin. Peut-être. Euh, j'ai adapté. So far, I think that the CGI is amazing. The CGI, and I'm not talking about the volume. I'm going to talk about the volume later on. I think that the CGI, the space shots are amazing. I just love what they are doing with it. And if you take the time to make a side by side with Marvel stuff that is coming out and what Star Wars are doing right now, there's like, it's two different worlds. So anyway, love the ships. The first shot in the first episode, the first ship that we see, love it. The details, amazing. Love the fact that everyone in that ship is actually wearing the same outfit that General Medine. So, and the guy, the general or whatever that is sitting on that ship is actually sitting on the chair that Akbar is sitting on in Return of the Jedi. Same kind of chair. But if you've watched the deleted scenes episode, you might recall that it was not supposed to be Akbar sitting on that chair in Return of the Jedi. It was supposed to be Maydeen, but they changed their minds and they went with Akbar. So I love the fact that in that ship, everyone's wearing the same suit as Maydeen, but also he's not only sitting in the same chair. They actually took the feel, the calmness of General Maydeen and put it in all that ship, on all that crew. Everyone's like, very calm, yes. Uh-huh. Push that button, sir. Yes. Calm. I don't know. So I was really impressed, and those are kinds of details that I can't stop saying to myself, this is deliberate. Ça c'est voulu. Pourquoi tout le monde dans le vaisseau qui est habillé pareil comme Maydeen, ils sont tous calmes comme l'acteur qui a joué Maydeen. J'ai trouvé ça vraiment intéressant. Okay. Love the entrance with Balin and Shin. And I'm going to do this today, or not today, perhaps tomorrow. The reason why we love Shin so much is because she actually looks like a puppy. She looks look like my dog. I'm going to take a picture of her. She's somewhere. Did you know, Moo? There she is. I'm going to take a picture of her. And I'm gonna put it on Shin's face. I swear you guys are gonna say, yeah, Phil, you're right. She's a fucking puppy. Anyway, so I thought it was, crazy shit in my head again. So the entrance of Balin on that ship, we've got that always scene. Thought it was amazing. Donc, méchante entrée incroyable de Balin avec Shin, mais l'entrée de Balin, sa confiance en lui, his confidence, is the way he moves in the hallway. I mean, he knows what he's doing and nothing will stop him, and he's so confident. Love this actor. It's so sad that this guy passed away. I mean, yeah, I would have just made a TV series just on that guy because his presence is acting very good. So I was wondering, and if you recall, if you've watched the episode when I talked about the upcoming show, I've said that you guys should be, you guys are probably gonna get more of a Rebels season 5 or 6. I don't remember what season that we are at. More than just Ahsoka, and it's true. It's really kind of true. It's more of the continuation of Sabine and Era and the Ghost crew and everyone. But it's actually, I'm surprised because it's actually Rebels meets Night Sisters. So if you guys know who the Night Sisters are, well, you're like, oh yeah, I know the Night Sisters. I understand fully what's going on because we actually learned that Morgan is actually a Night Sister, magic shit and stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it later on. Anyway, so um, what? Qu'est-ce que j'ai marqué là? Okay. Something that I also realized, quelque chose que j'ai remarqué, pas dire qui me dérange, not gonna say that it actually bothers me, but I really think that we don't have the same Ahsoka um, that we used to have in Clone Wars and in Rebels. I'm gonna say, yeah, Phil, because she fully grown up and she's not a little girl anymore. Totally understand, but keep remember Ahsoka in Clone Wars, she was funny. She was like, I'm funny, I'm having fun, let's do this, yeah. Uh, and then in Rebels, when she learns and when everything goes to hell, um, after Order 66 and all, she's sad. She's living with a sadness. She's got something to carry on her shoulder, and you can feel it. That, oh my God, I want to do the right thing, but this is so heavy. Donc en français, une grosse différence, je trouve, avec Ahsoka, c'est que dans Clone Wars et Rebels, je trouvais qu'elle était drôle, elle a beaucoup d'énergie, elle fait des conneries. Puis après ça, après Order 66, elle avait comme un espèce de burden à amener avec elle, une tristesse tout le temps dans elle. Puis là, je trouve que euh, on le retrouve pas ni un ni l'autre. Il n'y a pas ce petit côté funny là, mais il n'y a pas non plus, il semble pas avoir le côté de tristesse. Elle a l'air comme very confident, tu sais, elle a l'air très confiante en elle, mais j'ai de la misère à revoir les deux Ahsoka qu'on a connus. La jeune Ahsoka remplie d'énergie pleine d'humour, puis l'Ahsoka après, pas juste Order 66, après ce qui est arrivé au Conseil, qu'elle a décidé de partir de l'Ordre des Jedi. Even after when she decides to leave the Order, it doesn't feel like the same character. And you can say, yeah, but it's not the same person. Yeah, I know, but I don't know. Perhaps it's something that is desired by the writers and everyone. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Love the fact that she's using Fulcrum again. Fulcrum. The same name that she actually uses in Rebels. And the thing that I've learned that I didn't know, that I didn't notice, la chose que je savais pas, c'est qu'elle utilise encore Fulcrum comme code. Sauf que, est-ce que vous saviez que Anakin a utilisé ce code-là dans Clone Wars? It's actually an old code that Anakin used to use to be called, or using that code in the Clone Wars. She actually took it from there. I'm wondering why is Yuhang is with Ahsoka. I don't know if we're gonna get answers about this. Donc je me demande comment ça se fait que Yuhang est avec Ahsoka. C'est-tu parce que ça prend absolument tout le temps un nouveau droïde? Je veux dire, ça aurait pu être un droïde normal, mais je comprends qu'est-ce qu'il apporte. C'est un genre de C3PO qui met un petit côté humoristique, un petit genre de butler britannique. He actually feels like a kind of an Alfred kind of character. I'm not saying that he's not useful. I'm just wondering how come, what happened for them to work together, you know? I don't know if you guys know this, but it's actually Sabine that created the first version of the Rebellion logo. It's actually Phoenix Squadron, I think, the logo of Phoenix Squadron. And from the Rebels group. And there's actually ints and flashes that actually tells you this when she goes through her stuff. You can actually see the old logo that she draw that became that famous Rebel Alliance logo. Anyway, that's another. I don't know. I'm saying stuff that I don't know if you guys know, but I thought it's good information. I thought it's kind of subtle Easter egg stuff. Donc, c'est ça. C'est Sabine qui a dessiné la première version de la Rebel logo, l'Alliance, qui se sert. Yeah, so I said that before. Why did Ahsoka actually left Sabine and stopped her training? I really think perhaps it might have something to do with the fact that she would tend to go to the dark side. And Ahsoka didn't want to go through this. But later on, I'm going to talk about something that Balin actually says in episode 4. I love the fact that the first time that she meets, well, that they are together again in the Ahsoka's ship. Pour la première fois qu'ils sont ensemble, j'adore le fait que Sabine agit exactement comme Anakin agit dans épisode 2. Sabine actually reacts or act exactly like Anakin did in episode 2. And when Obi-Wan actually has to say to him, you will learn your place. You have to learn your place. And it really feels like Ahsoka's looking at her, like saying that to her, like, you're gonna have to learn your place, man. I'm the master. You're the Padawan. So shut the fuck up, you know. So immediately I thought about this. Anyway, a lot of people were spoilers, by the way, from that comment. I'm gonna give details on stuff. So if you haven't seen them, go away. Let me kick it. I think this is actually my morning coffee. There's snow in it because it's so cold. Oh man, we're talking about force farts. My dog is actually having a lot of force farts right now. Jesus, c'est que t'as mangé, esti, la merde. Probablement ça. Okay. I'm off. Yep. Oop. No. Esti de caméra de marde. Okay, I'm back. Non, pas vraiment. Allô? Can you see me? Là, ça marche-tu, là? Bon, ok, on est revenu. Je pense qu'il pogne le style micro à chaque fois. Okay. In episode 2, have you seen, it's really subtle, but Balin actually wears a ring. He actually wears a huge ring on top of his glove. And I took the time to look at this ring, and it actually looks like Snoke's ring. It's like a big ring, and there's like a black piece of something on top of it. So I'm wondering, is it, if you don't know about the Snoke ring thing, is that Snoke's actually wears a ring, and on top of the ring, it's a piece of rock that was taken from underneath Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar. Okay? We're going deep now. And I'm really wondering, is he wearing a Snoke or Vader's piece of vintage items on his finger like Snoke did? So go check it out, or probably on tonight's episode, because we're gonna have, I think it's tonight, episode 5. And episode 5 will actually be in movies. So to have them put episode 5 in movies, I'm wondering what the hell is going to happen. How much time has passed from the time we saw Ahsoka last in the Clone Wars until now? Well, officially, we saw, the last time that we saw Ahsoka in the timeline, I might be incorrect, but I think, we saw her at the end of Rebels, and we all thought that that shot that we saw at the end of Rebels was like not long ago after the end of Rebels. But what we actually learn is that it's really, really a long time ago after that, because we have to take in consideration that Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. And she actually, Ahsoka is back 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So it's about 5 years after Return of the Jedi. 5 to 6 years, I don't know. Uh, so it's been a very long time, because you have to take, you have to think that Hera was in Rogue One. We hear her name, and we actually see Chopper in Rogue One. And we also learned that she was active in the Battle of Endor as well in Return of the Jedi. So after that, we actually see the ghost in the last, not the last Jedi, but in Rise of Skywalker, the last movie. She's there with the ghost. So Hera, or perhaps it's Jason that's driving, or the ghost in Revenge of the Sith, not Revenge of the Sith, Rise of Skywalker. But it's been a long time, more than we thought, because they actually recreated that shot at the end of Episode 1, and now we know that it's at least 5 years after Return of the Jedi. And we also saw Ahsoka with Luke in The Mandalorian. So it fits. It fits. So it's been a very long time. So that explained why we actually learned that Ahsoka trained Sabine. For how long, we don't really know. Yeah, Rebels. Yeah, but well, I understood what you meant, man. Well, you mean during the comic animation era. Okay, let's move on. If you have any other questions like that, go ahead. I'll do my best to give you my certain point of view. Like I said, I go what I remember. I go with what I looked up. So I might be wrong on stuff, but I just love to give you guys some information. And I hope you'll learn something tonight. I love to give you kinds of little details. Like, have you noticed this shit? Have you noticed this? Okay, I'll continue. So yeah, the Balin ring. Next up, we have to talk about the volume. So what's the volume? It's the dome that they created to film Mandalorian. Now they're shooting a lot of movies in there, and you don't really have. There's no more green screen. You have to actually have huge screens all around you, on top of you, that actually do the lighting, and you've got this amazing 4K or 8K's images that gives you the impression that you're actually there. No more sets, or really not a lot. So I think that they haven't used the volume in that show that much, or if they did, they really worked on the quality. There's a lot of shot that you can actually say, of course, it's in the volume. All the shots that there are on the map thing, the temple thing there, where they're moving the ball, the star map, that's in the volume. That's perfect. I mean, you're inside a dome. It fits. Everything moves around you. I mean, it's created for the volume. That shot. That's okay. But there's actually a shot when they fight in the forest in episode 3 or 4. It really feels like in the volume. There's like 2 or 3 fake trees there, and they like run around these fake trees, and they're very limited. So yes, again, sometimes it's clear that they're in the volume, and it shows, because you can see that the space, even if they are making you believe that they're in a huge area, but they're not. They're really stuck in the volume, which is pretty limited. But anyway, they did a good job, I think, with the volume so far. Um, you can actually feel it when they are in the volume. It doesn't feel as real. I mean, the worst that we saw so far was in Kenobi, from my point of view. Anyway, uh, okay, now back to the Night Sisters. Donc, on revient aux Night Sisters qu'on a vu dans Rebels. Je ne vais pas donner l'explication c'est qui les Night Sisters, mais c'est plus comme ils sont sur Dathomir. Ça vient de la planète de Darth Maul. Um, so they are from Dathomir, and they are witches, and they're called Night Sisters, and they do black magic stuff. And that's they actually help Maul, and they did some magic stuff, and all their magic is kind of greenish. Salut Phil, vois-tu le côté obscur de Facebook où je suis encore in the dark side? Bon show, mon petit loup. Salut mon Ked. Non, moi, écoutez, il va falloir que j'en parle. Je vais juste finir les Night Sisters, puis je vais en parler après. I'm gonna specify this shit. I really have to learn how to. I don't think it's possible, but perhaps it is, and I don't know how to use it. Anyway, I'm just gonna say the Night Sister stuff. So we learned that Morgan is actually a Night Sister, and love the fact that where she is on Cetos is actually red forest leaves, and you can actually see that her dress that she's wearing is the same color. So love this. Of course, they're like I said, they actually use dark magic, and it's kind of greenish all the time. When Savage actually dies, you can actually see all the dust that comes out of him. Anyway, we're going to talk about this a little later on. Okay, now I just want to talk about what my friend Kid just asked or talked about here. While you are watching this, we're on 3 different thing. We're on YouTube, on Facebook, my personal page, and on Yoda's workshop. I use StreamYard. As you can see, StreamYard right here. That's the site that I use to have all these. I pay to have these things. Several cameras if I can, whatever, showing you stuff. But I also have the comments. And for some reason, I don't know why, I don't get all the comments that you guys write on YouTube or on my personal page. I get the ones that from Yoda's workshop. Why? I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up, but I see all the comments that you guys write down in Yoda's workshop. So I'm sorry if sometimes it feels like I'm not reading your comments or I'm not answering your questions, but it's really because I don't see them, and I have to stay. I can't watch all 3 live stream at the same time, so I'm always on StreamYard when I do this. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is actually StreamYard, as you guys can see, and I see the comments right there. I'm not on any website that you can actually watch this thing. I have to be on StreamYard's website. So this is why sometimes I don't see your comments. Please don't get mad. It's not because I don't want to talk to you or I'm ignoring you. It's because I don't see your comments, and I'm sorry about that. I'll do my best to fix it eventually. Okay, let's move on. Still in episode 2, I love the fact that they went to Corellia. They went to Corellia. Why? Well, it's not Tatooine. That's a good thing. And I love the fact that they went to Corellia because Corellia is actually the planet of Han Solo. Donc, je trouve ça le fun qu'ils ont décidé de retourner sur Corellia. C'est une planète qu'on n'a pas vue souvent. C'est une planète qu'on a vue dans Solo. C'est la place où c'est que le Faucon Millennium a été construit. It's the birthplace of the Millennium Falcon. And I love the fact that you actually can see the whole thing where everyone works on water and platforms and stuff. I think, again, space thingies, CGI, magnificent job. Amazing. Next to Kenobi, it's wow. Okay. And I think this is where the most important sentence is used so far. Um, if you don't see our comments, free round of blue milk. Yep, no problem with that. That's a good idea, man. I love this idea. Can I show this? Yeah. See? Love this. Tu vois, Ked, je vois même pas ton nom. Je suis allé voir sur Facebook que c'était toi qui l'avais écrit. Hein? See? Blue milk's on me, man. Okay. So I think this is where we actually have a very important phrase that gives you a hint why this peace in this galaxy cannot last, will never, and it's the same thing in the whole world that we live in. Donc, je pense que là, dans cette émission-là, dans l'épisode 2, il y a la phrase la plus importante, puis c'est assez spectaculaire. The guy there that gives the tour of the place, which is a great actor that I really enjoyed in another show, but I don't recall the name. He actually says, ex-imperial, there's actually ex-imperial at every level of government. Wow. We won't get anything. Jimmy V will win it before every... Yeah, you're totally right, man. I'm already getting his box ready. I love you, Jimmy V. But we never know. Like I said, I'm going to make a contest, a little concours this week to win stuff. And if Jimmy V wins everything, I mean, he's probably a Night Sister. He uses green fucking magic. Okay, so back to that sentence. I love the fact that he actually says, there's ex-imperial at every level of government. Love this sentence. And it means that whatever you can, whoever will be in power, there's always going to have people that were in the opposite clan. So same thing happened at the end of the World War II. There were Nazis everywhere. I mean, the war was over, but those Nazis were still running around, and they even ended up working in the U.S. for the government. But the sentence that he also uses, like, you don't turn an empire in a week to a new republic and everyone's happy. You're going to have people that used to work there. And if you still want the thing to work, you need those people. You need those person that used to work for the empire to make your shit run. So I love this. This phrase is amazing. Okay. Now, here is my Morocco theory that I had. And listen, I know I was wrong. I was totally wrong. We know now that most of us were wrong. But hear me out. I really thought that Morocco was Ezra. Okay, you say, why? Hear me out. Ezra was away with Thrawn for a very long time. And they were together. And perhaps Thrawn managed to convince Ezra to turn to the dark side. And as we know, we saw him in Rebels using the dark side, being trained by Maul to open the thingy. Anyway, so I thought, yeah, okay, the guy decided to turn, he flipped because he's been convinced that he was doing the right thing. Now, why would he be back? Well, when you scratch the surface and you dig and you learn about light speed, you actually learn that light speed was used by Jedis back in the days, and they would actually use the whales to navigate through space using speed of light, and that was the only way to use it before they created those engines and that would go subspeed, whatever. So I thought that perhaps Ezra would have got back from where he was using the whales, and that's the reason why the whales are actually there on Cetos. And he came back to help. What's her name? Morgan, to make sure that come back with me. We're gonna go get Thrawn. I know where he is. I was there with him. And he's actually wearing a kind of a Inquisitor suit, like he's a former Jedi. He's been trained and stuff. Their way storylines go. I could be Kanan. Yeah, I mean it could. You know what? You never know, man. Kanan. I think we're gonna see Kanan by the end of the show, but that's my opinion. So anyway, I thought that Morak might have been Ezra. So you understand my way to see it. Vous comprenez la manière je le vois. Ezra utilise les Space Whales pour revenir parce qu'il est un Jedi. C'est la seule façon qu'il était capable de revenir. Thrawn l'a convaincu d'un petit peu comme travailler avec lui parce qu'il faut qu'on sorte de là tous les deux. Fait qu'on va se retourner du côté obscur. Et, oh my god, qu'elle pue, man. I'm not talking about my wiener, I'm talking about my dog. Oh, she farts. Man, Martin, t'aurais pas dû parler de space farts. Not space farts, force farts. Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Sorry about that. But my nose is tickling. It tastes like doggy. Okay. Oh, shit. So that's that was my point of view on Marok. But now we know we're going to talk about Larry. It was not Ezra. Okay. I love the fact that Chopper is back. And I love the fact that he is exactly the same that we used to deal with in Rebels. Donc, Chopper est de retour, puis c'est le même fucking robot fatigant qu'on avait dans la chose. J'adore le fait que il y a le running gag que tout le monde dit, il est fou ce gars-là, ce robot-là, il va tuer tout le monde, il sac du monde, puis comme de fait, c'est un meurtrier, tu sais. I love the fact that people are saying Chopper is actually crazy and he doesn't really care about the lives of others. And right away, in the first scene where he is, he actually says, shut the damn thing down. And Era says, you can't do that. The spaceship will crash on people. Wake the fuck up. You're going to kill people. And he goes, yeah, who cares? So, okay, man. So he's really kind of a psychopath. C'est comme un psychopathe. En tout cas, ils l'ont pas changé. He didn't change him. He's just exactly the same, and he's great. I love the fact that you can actually hear his name. Not his name, his phrases. You know that he's actually talking. You can guess the words that he is saying. I love this thing. Okay, anyway. Up next, I was talking about... Okay, so I was talking about the space shots. I love the pursuit. Great pursuit with the Phantom on that shot. Again, CGI is amazing. I don't know if there's model or if it's only CGI, but the quality is amazing. It's wow. Donc, j'ai adoré les shots, la poursuite par le Phantom. Oh, c'est écœurant. Les qualités du CGI est vraiment bon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can guess what he says. That's amazing. I don't watch the show with subtitles, but I don't know if in the subtitles you can actually see what he says. Perhaps, I don't know. Okay. Episode 3. In the scene when Sabine is actually training with the lightsaber, I'm not talking with Yu Hang, but I'm talking about when she's training with Ahsoka. It really feels, and even when she fights with her lightsaber, in the first episode and even in the next one, the next fight that she has with Shin, right away I was thinking about the training, the flashback training that we got in Kenobi, when Anakin was training with um, um, Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan actually says to him, "Stop wanting to win. Your desire to win and to be like and your anger and stuff. You'll never win." And it felt like when you look the fights again with Sabine, she starts to get mad and she, like I'm gonna get you. So, and it's kind of what Ahsoka tells her during the training. Donc, j'ai eu l'impression que, dans le fond, j'ai eu de revoir la shot quand, dans le flashback du show Kenobi, quand on a vu Obi-Wan puis Anakin se traîner ensemble là, pendant la période du Clone Wars, de Clone Wars. Ben, c'est avant Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones. Que Obi-Wan ait dit arrête de vouloir absolument gagner puis d'être autant agressif parce que c'est ça qui fait que tu perds. Fait que j'ai l'impression que c'est un peu ça. Attends, encore une fois, l'agressivité, c'est-tu à cause qu'il est Mandalorian? Je sais pas, mais pour moi, ça m'a fait penser à cette scène-là. Love the fact that we actually have Jason Syndulla in live action. So far, he hasn't done much, but I think he's there for a reason. We're going to have more of this kid. Now, back to the dogfights. There's in episode 3, what an amazing dogfight when Shin and Marok are actually fighting against the ship of Ahsoka's ship. La shot du dogfight dans l'espace, it's amazing. The quality again, wow! You're watching this, and I watch this on big screen at my place when I watch it, and the quality is amazing. It really feels like Star Wars. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like stealing. It feels real. Donc, j'adore le dogfight. I love the CGI. Again, I said it again, and I'm going to say it even more. Just to give you an example, I really thought that what they did in the last season of Mandalorian, the dogfight that we had with the pirates, was not as good as what we got in space. You're going to say, yeah, one is in space, another one is on a planet, but the quality was amazing. Really, I was impressed. Then we got that famous space Ahsoka. I was really afraid when I saw her come out into space. I said, oh man, not another Leia Poppins. But no, I think they did an amazing job. It makes sense. Her boot actually sticks to the ship. The way she fights, the move that she makes, just like Rey did in Rise of Skywalker against one of the ships. Okay, I thought it was a good idea. And then, of course, we've got the space whales. We knew it was coming, but they did an amazing job again. And I think that Space Ahsoka was stupid story. Yeah, well, I understand why they did it. Was it necessary? I think, to be honest with you, she had 20 minutes to change all of this. Yeah, good point. You know what? I've been saying this for a long time. It really looks like they're trying to fix the mistakes that they did in the last movies, mostly in episode 8. And I think that's another kind of way to try to fix the space Leia. Like, we're going to do a shot in space that is well made, better than in the movies, and makes more sense. I mean, Ahsoka's a Jedi, so perhaps she could have just go out like Leia did. I'm flying without an helmet. No, it made sense. She had something on her head. The boots was sticking. There was kind of science behind all it. It was not like Leia Poppins fly. I mean, that shot of Leia flying into space was worse than the CG that they did. Not CG, but the special effects that they did in 1978 for Superman. I mean, come on. Again, my opinion. I hate episode 8. You know that in episode 8, there's actually the word hate? Okay. So, up next, space whales. Yeah, space whales. Love the fact that the space whales are back, but you had to watch the to enjoy every character that is coming back. You had to watch Rebels, and that's what I said earlier. Before that, it's kind of a new season of Rebels. Um, I love the intro that they did for the ghosts. For the first time that you actually see the ghost coming out of the spaceship and go through light speed. J'adore comment est-ce qu'ils nous ont présenté le ghost. It felt like an advertisement to sell more Ashlab ghosts that will be coming out. But he looked that ship looks amazing. It really looks amazing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm good, man. Oh, it's Christopher Sparling. Hey, Christopher, man, it's the Sparling. I love you, buddy. Good to have you aboard. Um, yeah, so love the fact that they actually introduced in a good way the ghost. The second fight with Sabine and Shin, I thought it was nice to see her using more of her Mandalorian skills. She's really quick with the gun, just like Django, just like Mando. I mean, Boba Fett. Oh yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see it. I've explained that over here in Canada, it would have cost way too much for shipping and customs. So I'm probably gonna purchase one or two or three or whatever. When some people will have them over here already to purchase without paying shipping. Um, yeah, okay. So let's move on. I've got only 5 minutes. I'm almost done. I'm gonna make it this time. Yeah. Okay, so the second fight, I love the fact that Sabine is actually a little better. Not only because she trained 5 minutes with Ahsoka, but she learned from her first mistakes, and that's good. I love the fact that she tries to fight with her gun. I mean, okay, that was amazing also. Uh, Now, Marok. uh, of course, we learned that Marok is actually no one. Well, he's not no one. He's actually an Inquisitor zombie. Is a dead Inquisitor that the Night Sisters or Morgan brought back to life. So, that's the reason why he's fighting. He's wearing an Inquisitor. He's fighting like an Inquisitor. He got a lightsaber. Uh, so that's why he's turning to green dust at the end. We actually saw Savage dies the exact same way in Rebels. Not in Rebels. Was it in Rebels or was it in Clone Wars? I think it was in Clone Wars. So now I'm wondering, is there more Marok to come? More Inquisitors or more zombies or more dead people that they will bring back? Because they could bring back anyone. Okay. Now, the Balin versus Ahsoka fight. Wow. And I'm saying wow not because of Ahsoka. I'm saying wow because of Balin. This guy is fucking strong. He's big, but he's strong, and he's strong with the Force. And I love the fact that they went back to the original concept that that lightsaber is heavy. And I'm not talking about black saber heavy. I'm talking about that lightsaber at the beginning, and that's the reason why the first fight with Vader and Obi-Wan was so dull, is the fact that at the beginning, George Lucas told these actors saying, your lightsabers are really heavy, just like Excalibur, huge medieval swords. So they fight like this. It's Greg Marshall. Oh, I've got to switch to YouTube and I see your comments, man. Facebook keeps on freezing. Oh, probably the pipes, man. You better check your pipes, man. Dave's not here, but Kurt can come fix your pipes. Well, Greg, I can actually see you on Facebook. And not on Facebook, on YouTube. See, it's working. It's working. Okay. So, so this guy actually fights like he's using Excalibur, like he's using a huge heavy weapon, and it shows because when he swings at Ahsoka, she goes like, "Fuck, this is a heavy blow." So I love the fact that that sword looks like a gigantic Excalibur or a Braveheart kind of sword, and he's really strong. You can feel his power, and it doesn't really looks like he's using the dark side. It's like, I'm fucking strong, and I'm gonna show it to you, man. Could just be my internet. Yeah, can be. Looks okay on my side, but never know. Sometimes I at the end of the show I talk with Audrey, and she says like, yeah, the connection was terrible. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know, and it was probably just her. Anyway, okay. So love the fight. I love the fact that we've got a little Raiders of the Lost Ark or Indiana Jones Easter egg in there. You say, yeah, yeah, because when Ahsoka actually picks up the star map, there's actually a burn. It burns his hand, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have something in the next episode where she's gonna have the information that she needs on her hand that will be burned, just like the guy in the Raiders of the Lost Ark when there's the, I don't remember the name of the thing. So I think this will come up in the next episode. Yeah, so well, I was talking about the fact that Ahsoka actually kind of starting to turn to the dark side. Bon, tu veux la main du nazi. Ah, si, I was not wrong. Ked, t'as vu la même chose que moi. There's actually this scene when Ahsoka sees Shins comes up to them and Sabine's not there, and she realizes, and she thinks that Sabine's dead. She actually gets mad, and she choked Shin. She choked her using a choke force, and say, yeah, well, she's not really a Jedi. Yeah, but I've never seen anyone except for a Sith using, or someone using the dark side, choking someone and throw her on the wall. So this is why also I was saying, perhaps Ahsoka is not going the right path. Donc, j'étais surpris de voir que Ahsoka a même utilisé le côté obscur de la force en étranglant Shin. Puis, pas la Chine, là, pas partie des rumeurs. Puis, il l'a envoyé dans le mur, puis il a utilisé le côté obscur. We actually learn more information about why those two are not talking, or the relationship is not. Yeah, you're right. He uses it on the guards. Yeah, you're totally right. And you know what? He's actually wearing black. And it was part of the script that at the end there was a possibility it would turn to the dark side. But this thing flips, and there's the gray triangle that says, oh, I'm still the right thing. But you're totally right. He actually uses the force to strangle some Gomerian guards in the beginning when he shows up at Jabba's palace. Good point, man. You're totally right. Let me see. Christopher, you're totally right, man. Sparring, he's right, man. He's right. Okay, so now we actually learn. Balin actually says to Sabine that her family died. And at the end of Rebels, her family's not dead. But again, the families probably died when there was the bombing on Mandalore. And he actually says that it's because Ahsoka didn't trust her to do something. So there might be a huge grudge on that part. Like, we didn't go to save my family on Mandalore and it's on you. You know what I mean? So we're starting to learn more details. I was at first I thought it was because maybe Sabine would go to the dark side or use the dark side, but now we know that Ahsoka decided to let her family, not her family, but Sabine's family die on Mandalore. Yee, that's not good for a relationship, man. She probably didn't sleep in the same bed that night. Um, so mega grudge. And also, right after that, he actually says, uh, her former master didn't keep her word, but I will. So that means that Ahsoka actually promised something to Sabine, but she didn't keep her word. We don't know what it is, but we know that it happened. Love the fact that there's actually Jason Zendula actually says, "I've got a bad feeling, not about this, but I got a bad feeling," because he actually feels like either Ahsoka's went to the world between worlds that we're going to talk about very quickly, or that he actually feels like Thrawn is on his way, you know? Now let's talk about the big reveal of last episode. So if you don't want to know what was the big reveal on the last episode, go away. So we actually have Ahsoka that wakes up in World Between Worlds. And I can see that my connection, internet connection is not as good. I mean, stupid internet. Okay, so what is the World Between Worlds? If you haven't seen Rebels, I cannot explain what it is just like that. You really have to go check a little video that will explain it, or go watch that episode when they end up being in the World Between Worlds. But now she's ending up over there. Does it mean that she's dead? I don't think so. But it's funny because if you take it at first glimpse, si tu le prends at first degree, if you just analyze what you see, you have to believe that the person behind her is actually Anakin's ghost, Force ghost, not Force fart, but Force ghost. But he doesn't look like a Force ghost, but he's not in the real world. He's in the world between worlds. But there were not ghosts in the first episode when we saw the world between worlds in Rebels. So I'm wondering, what the hell is Anakin doing there? Or is it really Anakin? Is it possible that this is actually the brother? And you can say, oh, the brother who? Go check the Clone War episode when Ahsoka actually dies, and the sister that represents the light. There's actually a father, the sister, and the brother. The brother represents the dark side. The sister represents the light side, and the father actually represents the balance, the middle, the gray Jedi or whatever. Now I'm wondering, since the light, the sister actually saves Ahsoka's life in that episode, and since then we've got that whole that bird following her that actually comes from that episode. Is it really Ahsoka and Anakin, or it's the brother, the dark side, meeting up with the light, with the sister? Because he actually says, "I didn't expect you so early," like saying either she's dead and she's a Force ghost, or it's the light and the dark side meeting together. So I don't know what it is. Um, some people actually spotted that Anakin's not wearing the right lightsaber. He's actually wearing a lightsaber that we've never seen. The colors are not the same. Um, yeah, so we don't know. So now I'm wondering what is coming up in the few minutes in the next episode. Will it be only like Anakin for a few minutes saying, "You're not supposed to be here," you know? Your time is not now. You have to go back and finish what you've started, and that will be it. That will be the world between worlds, and we're gonna learn that perhaps it's the place where all the Force Ghosts actually lives. Uh, it's the Sheraton of Force Ghosts. uh, I think this might be the only thing. They'll be happy to if it's really Anakin, if it's really Ahsoka, and there's no brother sister light dark side thing happening there. Uh, it won't be that long. The CGI costs too much. Yeah, you're right. But it costs much. But man, they're doing an amazing job so far. I mean, compared to what I've seen with the Marvel movies and stuff so far, I mean, they're doing an amazing job. But they probably put a little more money since it's their own production, Lucasfilm, or I don't know if it's ILM or it's probably totally ILM, but Marvel might not just use ILM. They might use like George Garage CGI in Pennsylvania because he doesn't charge much. I don't know. So, all right, I'm 8 minutes over. So that's about what I've got to say on the first four episodes. Yeah, it's not easy. Can I get back? Yeah, here I am. Okay, so that's about it, guys. I hope I've talked about some stuff that you didn't know or you didn't see. Who has to go about a cylinder for me? You looking for a cylinder, man? You mean the thingy that maybe there's probably someone that got one on ask on Yoda's workshop, and probably Sparlings probably have several of these things. I'm sure. Check with Sparling. Sparling got so much stuff, man. You have no idea. Um, all right, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. It was not a let me tell you the story, but more of what I've seen, what I've enjoyed, or what I've thought. So I hope it wasn't too painful. Next week, we'll probably do that thing I've talked with the questions. So you'll probably see this week on Yoda's workshop a place for you guys to write down the questions. Uh, Good, man. That's why I'm doing this. As long as people are having fun, I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun as usual. This is a pleasure doing this. I love doing this. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame. I'm not doing it for the viewers, the numbers. I'm doing it for you guys, and I'm doing it for me. So that's it, guys. So have an amazing week. And as I always say, be safe, be good, be wild, be you. Again, say that to your kids that you love them. Take care of your wives, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your dogs, your cats, people that makes your life better. Life is short. You never know when it's going to stop. Use every day, every minute, every opportunity to enjoy it. May the force be with you. See you next week. And be on the lookout for the contests and the questions. They're coming up pretty soon. And check out Gabe's Cave. Who's Gabe? I don't know. I'm going to go check it out. All right, guys. Have an amazing week. See you next time.